Always a favourite on every rural road. Hyundai Country Calendar.
Two farmers who started with nothing.
It is what you make it, because we had nothing.
They now provide opportunities to others in their community.
This is probably my first ever job in my life. Anything can be done if you just set your mind to it.
If you have a chance to give someone a go, give it to them. You'll be surprised what you can find when you give someone a chance.
Victor, watch out.
Alex and Ryan Huffman of Minginui are having their final practice leading their charges before calf day at Galatea School.
It's pretty competitive. I think some people get pretty stuck into it, and there's some really nice calves down there. A lot of more traditional breeds, Frisian, Jersey, and they look great. Last mating season, they picked a bull out of the catalogue. Ryan chose a Belgian Blue. Alex chose the white Hereford that we had, so that's what they chose, and that's what popped out. I think they were into doing something a bit different, which was really good. That's the one. Now she's into it.
Mum Renee and the rest of the family live and breed calves at this time of year, rearing them and breeding them.
General calving season sees them chasing after calves in the paddock anyway, but a bit different when you have to lead it and make it follow. But it's good for them to create a relationship with a calf and have responsibility.
It's easier to lead him when you haven't fed him, because he knows that you're his feeder and he will follow you because he wants food. So it's like pretty much bribing, but with food.
At the beginning they run off and there's tears and feet get stood on and they get kicked and that kind of thing. It's a laugh though too. It makes for really good Snapchat content. Good boy.
Renee farms dairy and sheep and beef with her husband Jesse. Calves from their top dairy cows grow on to join the dairy herd. But Renee and Jesse have recently begun crossing their mid-range dairy cows with a beef breed, so the calves have value to the beef industry, rather than being sent away as bobbies.
About 6 years ago, we found flash mate, and all you do is glue it on the cow. When the light flashes red, the cow is standing and ready to be mated, so it takes all the human error out of it. So previously, you just use paint, which is, you have to have quite a lot of experience to read it. If the light's flashing, it's ready to go.
Hey, mate.
How's it?
Ryan's changed his calf's name to not just Milo. It's now called Milo Bro.
Milo Bro.
Yeah.
My bro.
Yeah. What do you want me to do? Or what do you
Pick
want
up a paintbrush, bro.
All right.
Touch these up.
In the blue? Oh,
No, actually, I'll just stop you and I'll do it. That's all right.
it's pretty hard to bend down with that little guy in the back.
excuses.
No, it's not. You try and bend down with him on your ass. Casey, he's good. He's figured out that this is life. And I think with all the kids, they catch on pretty quick that you just got to come along for the ride because we're busy, so keep up. It's quite handy, all the staff, if the kids need something, they're always happy to help them out and stuff, so it's pretty good.
Renee and Jesse have 6 staff, including Te Ariki Walker, Leonie Roberts and Dan Coots. But the couple's still very hands-on.
I was once told, don't ask someone to do a job that you're not prepared to do yourself. So I've always tried to stick to that, as hard as it is sometimes.
Talking to himself.
Who are you talking to, Daniel?
Just me. I was just having a chat.
What does other Dan reckon?
He just reckons he's getting a sore arm.
Don't want to overwork you, my bro. We're a misfit bunch, really. Yeah, everyone gets along with heaps of smack talk. There's a lot of banter. And otherwise, yeah, it gets to be a tedious sort of a job.
These don't have to go up a certain way, eh?
Sorry, the lights at the bottom. A lot of farmers, they probably could do with a bit more of a laugh and not take things quite so serious.
We've had people apply for jobs with ITO training and great references, and they're absolute dickheads. I wouldn't trust them to feed my cat.
I never went to school. really, as a young fella. I can't read and write, so I don't even look at a CV. From day one, we become mates and we were into it.
Jesse and Renee haven't shied away from hiring people with no experience, or those with criminal records or gang affiliations.
We've had all sorts of colourful people. We've gone colourful. We've had some colourful brothers come work for us, and all of them have been good, trustworthy fellas, eh? I reckon if you have a chance to give someone a go, give it to them. And a lot of those guys are really grateful to be given a chance.
Loyal.
Yeah.
Man, the gang life teaches them to be loyal.
Yeah. And we've had active members and people that have left and all sorts of stuff, and they're all just good dudes, to the point where they look after the kids and they'll take them Eileen and they go hunting and you never know, I don't know where they are half the time.
I think the kids are just playing in the trough, and now I think Alex is feeding the baby, and they usually entertain themselves pretty well. They know what's the difference between right and wrong, and no means no, and if you don't listen, you'll get hurt. So hope you figure it out really fast.
At the peak of calving season, Renee can have up to 250 calves to feed each day.
Next year will look completely different. Part of our business moving forward is trying to reduce that bobby calf number going on the truck. So Jesse came up with this idea that we're going to use the beef breed speckle park, and we're going to put that over our herd, and that way we can have this beef breed sort of thing that we're able to sell, not on the bobby market.
And for that, they need speckle park bulls.
Real quiet normally, but he isn't going to be too happy about this.
My name is Thomas James. I'm a Hyundai Pinnacle Program student. The internal combustion engine is a 150-year-old machine. Electricity will soon power everything. Cars, ships, planes, shoes. Storing it is the trick. We live in a world plagued with opportunities. What's an obstacle but just something to climb?
Ah, Special K. Those humble little flakes are rich in vitamins and minerals. And you can have it this way, that way, or however you like. Now that's actually pretty special.
Come on, big fella.
Minginui farmer Jesse Huffman is working on a cost-effective way to cross his dairy herd with beef genetics.
Hey! There we go. The perk of it is this fella here might give me 150 calves versus 20. So he'll love life. In about an hour, he'll be out with 100 heifers and he'll forget all about this.
On the bottom?
Yep.
Today, semen specialist Darren Williams from Viable is harvesting Jesse's speckle park bull genetics.
Seems excited.
We use a probe in the bull's anus that is just stimulating his prostate, just slowly stimulating the bull till he ejaculates into our tube, and we just assess the semen from there.
Neither Ryan nor Tiariki have seen this process before.
The shocking would be painful.
I can't believe it's making them. Reckon I'll get a shock holding the tiwa?
Nah. So it's like a hell of vibration on the prostate.
So it's just slowly stimulate him to get an erection first. He's just giving some semen now. And that's it. So you just leave him there and we'll go and assess all this. What I'm doing now is measuring the bull's concentration in a spectro. And this bull's reading is really good. There's about 80% alive semen, so that's good to carry on with. So what I'll do now is work out how many straws we can use out of the sample.
So one ejaculation, 250 straws.
Yeah, that was a good one, that one.
If I was to buy that, that's about $8,000.
When the desired amount of viable semen has been harvested, Jesse and Tiariki send the bulls out to mate naturally with these dairy heifers.
Tiariki's been with us for 2 years now, and when I first got him, he'd been out of jail for about 7 days. He might be covered in fist tattoos all over him, but yeah, have to look at someone's appearance and judge them all the time, then you probably are going to be short on staff. So everyone says it's hard to get a good employee, but it's pretty hard to get a good employer too. I've been pretty lucky over the years, so I try to pay it forward a bit. We try our hardest to help everyone. That means keeping them out of jail at times.
Oh, that's cool, can't they?
Yeah. Probably something that's helped Tiaraki a lot is I do a lot of hunting. So in the last year, he's managed to get himself a team of dogs, and instead of out on the piss every Friday, Saturday, he's normally in the bush chasing a pig around or deer or something.
I come from a different background than most people do. This is probably my first ever job in my life, farming new. This whole experience that I'm doing is new, eh? Anything can be done if you just set your mind to it. I come into this not knowing anything. I didn't even know how to put a cup on a cow. Now I can run the whole plant, eh? Yeah, it's all forward, can't go backwards, eh?
Jesse's own start in life wasn't easy either, and he and Renee started the business with nothing.
Started out where we couldn't even afford A4 paper.
I know, I did glue.
A3, I mean.
It's like 4 bits of A4. I think some of it is like learning.
Early in their farming career, Renee and Jesse were told that a failure to plan is a plan to fail.
So from that day, we went home and pretty much got that bit of paper out and we made a plan. And everything we've done ever since, we have a plan for it.
It's put us on a good path to start some good habits doing this. And it tells a really good story, including, down here, it has a 10-year goal. And it said by 2023, we aim to be large-scale 50-50 share milking with over $1 million in stock and equipment asset. And we nailed it. I think it's a good example of showing that you can start with absolutely nothing. And it is what you make it, because we had nothing.
People do the old, oh, Jesse, you're real lucky. You're always lucky. And I've always found that the harder you work, the luckier you seem to get.
I just needed to add your Speckle Park stuff on. We sort of went balls deep, bro. Like, it's not just bulls, root and dairy cows anymore.
I don't really want to be milking cows, when I'm 55, 60-year-old. So the plan was to get these Speckle Parks and breed the odd bull.
As well as some of the dairy herd, Jesse has had some Speckle Park cows inseminated with Speckle Park semen. They were stimulated hormonally to superovulate, then inseminated a week ago. Today, vet Javier Beladeres is here to extract their embryos. If they're viable, they'll be implanted into recipient dairy cows.
What I'm going to do is just give a pre-anesthetic to the cow and allow me to work, and she doesn't have feel any pain or anything.
Javier then flushes the cow's uterine horn with saline-based solution.
And now I'm flushing all the media out, and hopefully with some embryos.
Hopefully we get a couple. Who knows? It could be anything from nothing to 5 or 6 would be a good result. The most dangerous part of your cow's life is giving birth. So by doing this, we're getting a lot more production out of one animal for a much safer results.
All right, we finished flushing now, so we will take the filter to the lab.
You can have anywhere from 25 to nothing. So there's a lot riding on what I can find.
It's Hyundai Country time. Isaacs Electrical developed their solar water pump to work reliably in even the harshest environments. Be in to win your very own solar e-pump. Enter at hyundaicountry.co.nz.
1 minute you're having a garage door issue. The next, it's a window issue. Luckily, you can insure your house and contents with Tower, New Zealand's General Insurer of the Year, and save $150 online. Tower. Got a minute? Get a quote.
On the Huffman's Minginui dairy farm, they're undertaking a new breeding program to breed fewer unwanted bobby calves. Livestock embryology specialist Tony Delaney Cooper is searching for fertilised Speckle Park cow embryos.
They're about 0.2 millimeters in diameter, so they're really small, sitting in amongst a whole lot of cellular debris. So you're trying to find the embryos in amongst all of that, which we have been successful. And I've got at least 2 or 3 so far, but I still need to see if they've actually fertilised.
Any viable Speckle Park embryos will be implanted back into regular dairy cows.
All right, well, this is the moment of truth. Do I have viable embryos or not? I think this is probably the part of the job I love the most, actually seeing that final product and even like looking outside and seeing those little calves out there and going, I did something to help create that. It's really exciting. So I know that I've got 4 definitely good, and I found a 5th structure. So we'll definitely be using some of those recipients out there today.
How do we get on?
So we've got 9 good embryos.
Sweet.
Out of 11.
This is reward for weeks of preparation by farmer Jesse Huffman.
Sweet, I'll draft them up.
Awesome.
It's a pretty big achievement for us. So this is sort of where the dairy currently allows us to look to the future. So when we're done dairy farming, we've got something to go on to.
Part of that something else is their dry stock farm, where they run 1,200 sheep, 500 cattle, and 1 water buffalo.
That's Coco. Me and the kids got it because it was on Trade Me, and we thought, there's a water buffalo. Why not have a water buffalo? So it's lived here for like 4 years now and given us nothing, but we get to look at a water buffalo. Who else has a water buffalo?
Just downhill from Coco the water buffalo, these lambs are due for docking.
Get open this. We're just going to bring this mob of ewes in out of the paddock, take them down to the yards and dock the lambs, drench the ewes.
The dry stock unit is an hour away in Atia Muri, so Jesse and the team only get there a couple of times a week.
Sit down, miss.
Te Ariki, Leone and Dan are more accustomed to dairy cows than sheep.
Before they come to work for us, none of them would have ever touched a sheep.
It's totally different to dairy farming. Even handling the sheep compared to cows, they just run. Whereas cows are in a routine every day. They really frustrate me sometimes. Got to have patience.
So if it stays into the skin, then that's where it has to go.
Okay. I can jump in and do it all?
Nah.
No? Oh.
They'll pull them out for us, and we pretty much just stand here and
do it what I hold. Oh, okay. Yep.
In the dairy industry, I think that people come to work are just expected to milk cows day in, day out. So we try and change it up a little bit, keep the job interesting, and pass on what we know about things so that the job is, a bit more enjoyable.
This one just went lazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Reckons sleep.
Today we've got the kids' lamb calf and kid day at their school. So I'm just trying to get kids out the door and get a baby packed. So it should be a good day though. I think they're pretty excited about it. Ryan, can you go get 2 pigtail standards from down the workshop, please?
Dad's already brought them up.
How good?
Ryan's competed with lambs before, but Milo Bro will be the first calf he's entered.
Have you got jackets?
I think she'll go kind of good. I'm hoping I win this year because this is my first time doing a calf.
It's half an hour each way to school and over an hour to the closest supermarket.
Around Murupara and Minganui, it's not for everyone. It's pretty remote, and there's a lot of gangs that live around here. And to be fair, the interactions I've had with them, they've been really good, but I can see that some people would be pretty intimidated by it, but I quite like it. Living out where not many people want to, it's usually in those places where you can find the most opportunity.
Hey, Mila, come on, go. Got to win this today.
Come on, mate. That's the one.
Alex has won here in previous years, but it's his calf John Cena's first time.
I forgot to go around the first peg 3 times and I went on the front of John Cena's face, so he was trying to walk back while I was trying to take him forward.
And then younger brother Ryan has his first ever attempt with Milo Bro.
I thought it was going to go bad at the start, but she misses her home, obviously. And you know how everyone feels once you're away from home and they just want to cuddle into you. And she did the loop really good, and she like tried to get away, only a teensy bit on the counting to 3, but other than that, that was good.
Well done, kids. That was awesome. You guys did bloody well. And first place goes to Ryan. Did bloody well. Your calf took a poo, but it wasn't your fault. Good you got second.
I got first, finally. I've never gotten first.
After calf day, Renee and Jessie are straight back into it, showing the kids the value of hard work.
For me, our kids, I just want them to do whatever they want.
I don't want them to have to go through what we had to go through to get to this. Both Jessie and I are from families of broken marriages, and so I'd like them to have a bit more of a family sort of upbringing that we both didn't have. And I think it's good to be able to tell other people in the industry that you don't have to have rich parents and you don't have to be inheriting a farm. And it doesn't matter if you're illiterate or I can't count.
You need to be able to put your head down and go to work, though, is the main part about it.
You just have to be creative.
Nothing comes easy.
Country Calendar was brought to you by Hyundai.